Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Sunday Fun Day, right? Um, in 2.5 hours, is not going to be so fun because I'm going to be going to work. But some interesting things have been happening in my life. As usual, there's always interesting things. Sometimes they're not always pleasant. I had some unpleasantries recently, and that it just I'll tell you about it once we get a couple people in here. Not a whole lot of notice. I've been driving around in the middle of a forest with no cell phone reception. I knew I wanted to do somewhat live today, uh, I'm finally out of the forest. I do have cell phone signal. I'm at the Russell Harbor Landing in Milton, Florida, just chilling out. But some I hope I remember it. I didn't even have time to jot notes down, but I will tell you some of the things that are happening. Um, I've been rejuvenated. I, I actually hit rock bottom recently. I mean, you would not believe the stuff that's been happening. Rock bottom um, just destroyed my ambition, my goals, my desire to continue on with things, and um, I tried to stay level-headed, try to come up with a solution. I did come up with a solution. I wasn't happy with the solution, but uh, so I'm going to get right into it and tell you some of the things that have happened to me recently. I'm going to start off with some of the couple of the negatives, and then a whole bunch of positives have happened since then. Um, the other day, I go to my PO box, which I hadn't really checked it in almost a week, and I get a letter from the Florida Department of Motor Vehicle telling me when I renewed my registration, I put the insurance information down that the insurance company declined it. Whatever, I've been paying it since January 3rd, and all of a sudden it got declined. The people that added me to their policy, all their information is Alabama, and my tags were Florida. So apparently it had something to do with my vehicle not being insured in Alabama. Basically, I had to have a different statement, or I don't know, but it would turn into the big cluster. Um, I tried to resolve it through the other party, and just it was just it's been very difficult. That other insurance situation, not knocking anybody, they did help me out in a time of crisis. Actually saved my life, to be honest with you. I've kind of already touched on that a little bit, um, but I just sick of not having access to insurance cards. I have to rely on somebody else that basically, you know, had their own stuff going on. Really couldn't. I wasn't their high priority in their life, which I get that. But anyway, after I had to do something very humbling, humiliating, whatever you want to call it. I just realized I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode because I'm been in a rush trying to get everything done. But so that same that morning, I find out about the disaster with the insurance. Then we get real violent storms in basically Alabama and parts of the panhandle where I'm located, and there was tornadoes all over the place. Not as many in my region, but I did run into two ladies yesterday that their house uh, did get a direct hit from a tornado, ripped the roof off and everything like that. And I felt bad, in which they were pretty local. I didn't realize we had any in Santa Rosa County, but Santa Rosa County is really big. I thought it was Escambia County, but anyway, you guys don't care about that. But anyway, so these storms were very violent, very windy. So when I leave work at night, approximately 10:30 at night Central Time, uh, it's still very windy, very violent. I get in my vehicle. and it's sputtering. It's flashing check engine light, and I was not happy. That's all I need in my life is a major vehicle malfunction. It was looking like it was occurring. So I limped it up to the Walmart where I was kind of chilling out, spending some nights there because it was closer. And next morning, it's still, I thought maybe it had something to do with moisture. I was praying it wasn't something like I got hit by lightning or something. Anyway, so I started Googling the symptoms, and it was actually the next morning I went to O'Reilly Auto Parts, got the diagnostic machine, got an error code of P0303, said it was either the ignition coil. I'm looking at this beautiful antique boat going by, a wooden antique boat, really cool. It was either the ignition coil for cylinder 3 and or the spark plug. I was able to buy that. I put a post on Facebook looking for like a local shade tree mechanic. The people that fixed my AC were really nice people. They're professional or anything, but they're going to be out of my budget. I was trying to find somebody to do it cheaper. These people that were sending me quotes were like still crazy. I mean, it's like less than a 1 hour job. I've seen it done. I just don't have the tools to execute it. But finally, I get talking back and forth with this young man named Michael, who ended up being a really nice guy. He's like a diehard Christian. There's a couple guys behind me. A couple guys were fishing. They're smiling. They have a fishing sack. Looks like it's light. I haven't seen anybody catch a fish here yet. It's supposed to be great fishing here. I've never seen anybody catch a fish. But anyway, where was I? So this guy, we get talking back and forth, and I basically tell him, he sent me a price. I'm not going to put his stuff out on the street, but I thought it was a little high, and I got talking to him. I said, look, man, I appreciate you responding. Another guy was like way high, and so I just kind of told him my situation. This is my financial situation. I'm kind of homeless. I need this vehicle, blah, blah, blah. So we get talking back and forth. I had a top dollar figure in mind, which would be a good hourly wage for anybody, but you're also paying for experience, what have you. But so the guy messages me back, and he said, no problem. We couldn't arrange anything on Friday morning, but he said he could do it Saturday morning, and he did. We met at 10:30. He did but he was telling me prior to that it would be free, and I said, no, sir, I can't do that because I'm going to need some other things done in the future. I don't want you to do it for free. I have a little bit of money allocated. It's just not as much as some people would like. So I did pay the guy. Took him like 40 minutes. I have no more problems. It was just the ignition coil. I returned the spark plug, and I also had bought some Seafoam injection cleaner, fuel injection cleaner. I was looking at this vehicle pulling in behind me. Sometimes people don't respect your space. But so I returned that, got a little bit of money back today, but I did pay the guy $40. I'm going to try and get him some more money soon. He's going to end up doing my headlight for me, probably a couple other things. Really nice guy, clean cut, just very respectful, does a lot of things for, he and his father build beds, like bunk beds and stuff for homeless kids at, I guess, shelters or in wherever they stay. I'm going to try and do something with him for them and in the future. So let me see. I've talked about the negatives, the vehicle problems, the insurance problems. Both of those, actually, I'm trying to change my thinking a little bit. It's very hard when you constantly have negative things happen in the curse and stuff like that. But the good news is I got my own insurance on Friday. Today's Sunday, so I've had it 48 hours, whatever. I have my own insurance now. I have my own insurance paperwork. I don't have to, if I get pulled over, I don't, it's just more convenient. I can control my future now with insurance related. So I wish it was a little cheaper. The initial deposit was cheaper than some other places, and my monthly payments would have been lower. But I'm going to try and stay on top of that as much as I can. Like I said, I'm shooting for 6-7 months down the road. My financial situation may be a little bit different, but let's get talking a little bit about. First, I'm going to talk about my mom briefly. It's where she'll go through spells where I don't hear from her for almost a month, and then she calls me several times a day, and she's in that mode right now where she's calling me several times a day. She thinks I called her. She looks at the phone when it's actually she had called me, but so she's still alive. Still, her brain's not working. We just talked 30 minutes ago, whatever it was, briefly, and so that's that. She's still alive. Her brain's dying. She sounds healthy, other than just being mentally crazy. But so YouTube, right? YouTube, I'm really hooked on YouTube. I'm hooked on YouTube as a creator. I know I have a long way to go to do better content, create better content with editing, but I'm getting better gradually. I've discovered so many cool places, and as of 5 days ago, I had over 100 subscribers in the last 28 days. The last few days, I haven't had a lot of great content because I've been working and stuff like that. I've been adventuring a little bit yesterday, today. Tomorrow's going to be some more adventures, and so I'm going to tell you a couple things. And like, there's a ton of campgrounds around here. I mean, campgrounds galore in the forest. But the one thing I hate about it, I've been saying, there's no cell phone reception. So if you're by yourself, you might as well play backgammon by yourself or play solitaire or something, because you're not watching YouTube. You can create some videos, but you're not really watching anything. But anyway, but it's some lovely places, and I really have, like, I hit the jackpot on a couple places. I'm going to tell you about one place. Funny encounter this morning. I asked them if I could do a YouTube video. These were I'm not throwing shade at them. I'm trying to describe them where you will understand what kind of people I was dealing with. They were nice, kind people, polite people. They do canoe and kayak tours on the Coldwater Creek. It's right, it borders the Blackwater River State Forest. So I pull up, and it reminded me of like an episode of Moonshiners. You got fellows out there with the long beard, a little spittoon, the coveralls, the whole 9 yards, and real southern, real backwoods type people, So I get talking to them, and he's I don't know, go talk to my sister, So I talked to the lady, and I honestly, I don't even think they understood what YouTube was, or they didn't, they were like real hesitant. So I said, look, hey, no problem. Don't worry about it. Look, if you have any reservations or you're hesitant about it, don't worry about it. It looked like they ran a really nice outfit for canoes and kayaks. So I am going to throw them a bone, right? It's called Bob's Canoes. They do all kinds of tours, stuff like that. They have big school buses. They have the big tubes, the inner tubes, and they'll take you upriver and then pick you up. And so it looks like a really cool place. Not going to be able to do an interview, but I'll throw them some kudos just for allowing, at least talking to me. Then, like I said, some of these campgrounds, I was driving around today, and I was trying to squeeze in a couple videos here and there. I discovered another called Juniper Creek Kayak and canoe tours or something like that, Juniper Creek kayaks, whatever it was. But it was also out in the boonies. I mean, when I tell you in the boonies, I don't know if anybody's commenting. If anybody is, I'm not seeing the comments. So looks like I have the comment field on, but I don't know if anybody's commenting. If you're commenting, I'm not replying. I apologize. I'm just not seeing them. But I start going down these roads. I lose cell phone signal, and it looks like I'm going into deliverance country. I heard banjos, and I saw old rusty tin cans on. I said, no, I don't think this is a place for me. It didn't look like a place a feller that's a Yankee would want to hang out at. So I hightailed it out of there. Then I went up to Munson where all these campgrounds were. I was going to go back to Hurricane Lake, but I was going to go to Hurricane Lake North. And I realized something kept telling me to go to this other place that I've been wanting to go to. And I know the weather's been great here lately. And it's a place called Adventures Unlimited. So all the signs at the entrance are saying only registered guests allowed, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, G-Money's going in. I'm going in because I've heard so many good things. They have zip lining. They have cabins. They have camping. They have so much stuff. And when I just did a brief, like just the office was way in the back, so I had to pass a few things getting there. Prettiest damn place I've ever seen in my life. These cabins are a little pricey, a little bit out of my budget. One cabin looks like it could be reasonable if I could go half-piece with somebody. I have somebody in mind if they would want to do it. I don't know, but I could just do some regular camping. But I ended up going to the office, and I'm going to describe this briefly. I almost feel like I'm tipping my hand, but you get to the back, and it's all these trees. There's like a creek, a waterway underneath, and it's like a boardwalk going up. It kind of pivots. It's like you're going up into a tree house. Okay, I saw my first comment from Chris from Shade Tree America. That's good. At least I know that's working. But so the office area, you go up into it's like a tree house, and it's built up and attached to the trees and stuff like that. You get in there, it's like an old country general store, but it's just amazing. I don't want to tip my hand too much, but the owner wasn't around. The lady couldn't grant me permission, so I did leave a note, left my phone number. I tried reaching out to them about a week ago, and they told me to call back. I didn't have the opportunity because that's when I had some vehicle insurance problems, what have you. But here's somebody parking right next to me. I wish people would give you a little space. But anyway, I don't know what the regular camping is. It's probably going to be more than a state park. It's a private. This whole area is private land, so you have more flexibility. They do allow alcohol on the tubing tours, just no glass, stuff like that. It looks just fabulous, so beautiful, so beautiful. That I'm hoping and praying if I can get out there and stay there for a long period of time, more than just a couple minutes. So, I'm sorry, I'm looking away from you guys. Somebody looked like somebody was walking up on my 9 o'clock here. They're just looks like they're going to do some fishing. That's all. They're just chilling out. But here's somebody up my 3 o'clock now. Daggone it. Nobody gives you space anymore. But anyway, so yeah, I've done some videos recently, some that are in the queue in check. Tomorrow, I'm undecided. I'm not sure if I'm going to go towards Munson to some of the campgrounds out there. There's a new lake I wanted to check out. It's probably like 15 to 20 miles further than the other campgrounds I've been checking out. It's called Carrick Lake. It's supposed to be nice. I don't know. I may go to kind of like south and explore that fishing pier. And I just got to check the weather and see what the wind's going to be like. The pier is elevated 30 feet. It extends over 1,500 feet over the water. and if it's breezy, it's going to be hard to hear. You're gonna, I almost bought a wireless microphone. A friend said he's going to be sending me one, so uh, I'm not a patient person, but I logic and sense reasoning won this time. I did not purchase that. I did buy a suction cup mount for doing what I'm doing right now. I can do it while I'm driving, whatnot, for the windshield to hold the cell phone. And I just returned it this morning, got some money back. These guys are ready to get after it. He's got 5 or 6 fishing rods. And anyway, so I returned that. I kind of need the money. I've got two more bills that I have to pay this week. I need to. I'm going to be working my part-time job probably Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm really just trying to mentally decompress, get back in. I'm so happy. The air conditioning got fixed. It's running fine. I have it on the low setting. It's not loud. It's keeping me cool. It works really well, really well. This ignition coil, I saw where it was defective. The guy showed it to me. And in a perfect world, I should replace them all at the same time. I just don't have, it'd be $500 total for the parts and, all that labor. But I'm glad I found a real nice, clean, reliable, young local mechanic. So I'm going to be using him in the future. Like I said, the people that did the air conditioning were really good, really professional, did a great job. Just a little bit more pricey. They're in it to make money. That's what people are in business for. That's their full-time job. This other guy, this is like, automotive repair is like his part-time gig. And I'm going to try and find ways to make it up to him. He's an outdoorsy hunting type guy. He says does some fishing, mostly hunting. So I'm going to try and find a way to compensate him and thank him. Trying to think. Yesterday I did a video, kind of irked. I'm not going to lie to you. Kind of irked, and did a video about first aid kit, and I thought it was one of my better videos, to be honest with you. I loved the backdrop. I thought it went fairly well. It was, I'm in the middle of the Blackwater River State Forest, and I thought it went really well. I think I have like 15 views. You just never know. It's like crazy. I do pretty well with the shorts. Some of them lately haven't been real great. But what I'm going to do today is, hey, Chris, I'm going to ask you a question. I do not remember. So much on my mind. I've done about 14 or 15 episodes of Fortune for a Friend. Chris, have I done yours yet? If not, I'm going to do it live right here. Let me know. I think I have not. I think I was getting ready to do your Fortune for a Friend, and then you experienced a loss in your family. So I'm sorry about that. I know other YouTubers are sorry. So Chris, tell me, you haven't gotten your fortune yet, have you? All right, I'm going to open it up. We're going to read your fortune today, Chris. If I've already read you one, this is a bonus one on a Sunday. April 14th. I think tax day is tomorrow, right? All right, just broke it open. That'll be my little snack here. All right, let me glance at this. Okay, not on a video. Okay, Chris, here it is. It says, as one grows to understand life less and less, one learns to live it more and more. I like that one, Chris. That's yours, buddy. I'm going to read that one more time. As one grows to understand life less and less, one learns to live it more and more. Dude, that's a really cool one. It's funny, the fortune cookies, I did one a few weeks ago. Forget who it was for. And the fortune cookie was empty. I did one recently for Rebecca Touched by Yarn, and she had a double fortune. So I read the one because, you know, the short video had to be less than a minute. I set that one aside, and somehow it got mixed in with the other ones. So I did record another one I'm going to share for her, like her bonus one. So I did open another one. She earned 2 fortunes in that cookie, which I thought was funny. Excuse me. So that's funny. So camping, I'm trying to get out there before it gets real hot. Just trying to get after it. I'm thinking about a couple cheap giveaways. When I say cheap, less than $10, but some cool little things. I got some ideas today, and so I'm able to participate again somewhat with at JJ Drones. He's kind enough to give a little segment in the beginning of his Sunday nights. Outdoors with Florida Man basically is the theme. I give little outdoor tips of the week, what have you. So there's one that's going to be tonight. It's going to be short and sweet, but it's relevant. And Jason's doing great stuff on his channel. Hope you can support him. Try and support Chris, Shade Tree America. You know, he's had a family setback here recently, so he really hasn't done much. So we're all, you know, we're all trying to do our thing the best of our ability, and that's it. I think that's it for today. It is almost 12 Central Time. I'm going to go up the road here in about 45 minutes, get showered up, maybe grab a snack somewhere. I got to have a few pretzels here. But I thank you for tuning in, folks. Remember, always know your legal limits. Get outside, get after it, enjoy nature. It can be fun.